Welcome everyone to this incredible Wednesday, the 26th of October, on this wonderful and blessed Ascension hour with Rev HoniB and her guests. And today I am tickled pink, gold, violet, blue, all kinds of sparkling light to introduce my super sacred, beloved galactic soul brother Darius Meibodi to this show, and to all of you, someone who I love so dearly, someone I know personally that is so close to my heart and soul, and I couldn't be more excited to welcome you, Darius, John, today. Welcome, 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 everybody. This is Darius Meibodi. Welcome.
Thank you so much. A great honor and great blessing for me, and also it's I'm just thrilled to be here. And so excuse the background. We're right in the middle of moving. Spirit sent us to move to the south of Italy from the south of France to anchor the light here.
So excited. I feel like I just want to be like clapping. Darius is here. So we're gonna hold it, and as usually, Darius, welcome, and welcome all the audience that is joining us. Then as we start this Ascension hour together, we're gonna just go ahead and ground the frequency, because when Darius and I get together, it's just expedite. Already began, like I'm sweating already. We haven't even started. So let us all just ground. Let's bring the blessing and the prayers around us. So I'm going to have us all just to, for a couple of minutes, just to relax back. Let's go ahead and take a nice deep in breath into our heart and hold it for about 3 seconds. And release it through the mouth. The next in breath, and take a slow down the breath. Let's take that deep, slower in breath into our heart and hold the breath so you can connect with your sacred flame inside, and just hold it for a second. Make that connection and release out of your mouth nice and slowly. And let's go ahead and take another deep in breath. Slow the breath even more. Breathe it all the way into the center of your heart, into that center flame, into that crystalline light, into that diamond flame. And just really connect with the crystalline diamond heart. And hold your breath there. Feel the joy, feel its beauty, feel its magnificence, feel its light. And release it nice and slowly. And let us now take another deep in breath and into our heart. And let us draw the energy all the way up through our upper chakras, through our soul star chakra, through all the plane of consciousness, all the way to the great central sun, all the way to the heart of source, the diamond crystalline heart of source, and make that connection deep in there, and hold your breath and release it. And let us take another deep in breath and into our hearts. And let us now draw the energy all the way down through our lower chakras, through our Earth Star chakra, all the way through the different rock beings, crystal beings, the waters, the mountains inside, the fire, all the way to the cities of light and to the heart of Sophia Gaia. Let's make that connection into the heart of Sophia Gaia and release the breath. And this next in breath, let us draw the breath all the way back into our heart as we made this connection from the vertical axis. Let us breathe it all the way out to all directions around us, to all the bodies. And this final breath, as you draw the breath one more time, all the way into the center of your heart, let us hold that breath into our heart. Make this connection with our higher guides, our galactic team, the Ascended Master team, the angels, the guardians, our earthly team, all that is here that is of the highest light, to fully bless us on this beautiful ascension hour. And anything less than the divine perfection of this light may not interact in any which way. There's only light in this now, and it is through the omnipresence of Source in that sacred holy flame. And let us go ahead and breathe it out. And so it is as we begin with the light of love that never fails. Welcoming beautiful Darius to this hour. Thank you so much, Darius John, for coming on. It's always a joy when you and I come together, as we've had the honor and pleasure to come with our frequencies and interact. And so many get to experience just the frequency that trickles down through the dimension of consciousness and alchemizes. Is so fantastic. So great to see you. And the focus of this is the Ascension Hour. So we're going to just go ahead and right into it. Gosh, Darius, tell me, where are you on this ascension and your journey right now? Break it down.
Oh my gosh, well, physically, I'm right now in the south of Italy, as I mentioned already. And thanks again for having me on the show here. A great blessing and honor for me. So it just, actually, if I look back, I mean, I help people with the ascension process for more than 20 years in this incarnation, and dedicate that for the last 6 years. So approximately 2 years ago, I had a walk-in. And I'm still seeing, I thought it was actually quite fast for me, but it actually takes a little bit long, and I feel it's still going to be a couple of more months. I have astrologically, a couple of things are happening for me, that I have the North Node, transit North Node aligning with my North Node on my Sun with the spring equinox next year. So probably a lot of things will happening for me. But I feel at this time it is it's interesting for me, because I have been very clear about what my direction is. You know, and I've been doing that for many, many years. And I noticed for the last 2 years, since all the COVID drama happened, that suddenly on YouTube and all these social platforms, so many people are waking up and talking about ascension, multidimensionality, which is very exciting, right? So, but for me, it's not like, what is my next step? You know, so just I feel it's time for me to move on to, well, I feel within myself it is time to move on, but it hasn't clarified completely yet, right? So I feel very much in limbo, but I know it's very exciting. You know, it's probably also very fantastic that we have this talk directly one day after the eclipse, in the middle of the eclipse season. And as I said, it's feel very in limbo, but in a positive way, that I feel it's full of opportunities, and all these whatever the knowledge, the wisdom that all of us received actually gives certainty that this limbo is something to celebrate, as opposed to being scared of.
I love that you said that, and this is why I have this show, because, you know, those of us who are the leading edge of ascension, we are walking what this ascension walk is, and many are opening more and more into it. So we have this conversation because you do get into this window. So I just moved out of that window. I was in it and I just moved out of it. So there is this pause, right? And if you don't know, depending where you are in your ascension journey, if you don't know what that is, you can start to, the judgments can start to come in, you start maybe freaking out and like the direction. But I love that you're communicating this to the audience, where I'm in this limbo and I know how perfect this is. Like there's this divine perfection, because like, what are you receiving? You're in this kind of like a beheld space right now, right? Does it feel like regrounding? Because you and I have that similar experience with the walk-in came in, and another walk-in came in, and here we are. It's like how many times, right? Here we are again. It's restructuring again, right? So tell the audience a little bit about this so-called best interpretation is limbo, but it really isn't. Tell us a little bit about that. So if they're experiencing it, they don't freak out.
Okay, let's say when I started with this journey, when I was still working full-time as a physician, and then I had the spiritual awakening and started to work as a spiritual, on the side, evening and weekends, helping people with the Ascension process. I didn't feel exactly, I didn't know where's actually my role. I felt there was one side the medical and on the other side the spiritual world. You know, it took me a couple of years to combine these things and be very confident to unify them, right? So this is a very different experience. I mean, on the physical level, I mentioned already, we just moved from the south of France to the south of Italy, and moving countries. I mean, moving is for a lot of people, it's a lot of alignment happening. You throw things away, you know. We're in a temporary accommodation at the moment, so I don't even have all my documents and stuff like this here. So it's just on the physical level, it's also the restructuring happening too, right? You know, it's not completely, the home is going to be rebuilt, actually, that we bought already, the new house is going to be rebuilt. And so I'm in between space, right? So what that feels, but the thing is, I mean, when I ask, you know, whenever I feel, I know I'm supported, you know, and I want to share that with everyone too, because I think at this time, a lot of people, if you check astrology channels or anything like this, oh my gosh, there's going to be a financial crash. The gas pipelines in the North Sea are being exploded, and Europe is going to be cold in winter. There's no food. All these dramas happening. But when I tune in, it's really, I get, if we choose to be on the path of ascension, we are supported, right? And that's also, there's an active part of us. So one thing is certainly, as we undergo the ascension process, it's not like in the third dimension, which is at the bottom of the screen, you know, like I'm a victim of circumstances or whatever this is life is doing to me. It's really in the fifth dimension, here in the middle. What do I want to manifest, right? So there's an active part on me. You know, and also it's not only from the ego-based of the service to self, or in the third dimension often, you know, so that what can I do in order to gain advantage over someone else, where I can steal the food, the canned tomatoes and stuff like this. Is now really, what can I do in order to be of service? Right. So it is a very big shift, you know. And I mean, if you see that one of the energies of the fifth dimension is unity consciousness. I'm connected with you, you're connected with me, you are a reflection of me, I'm a reflection of you. So it's the natural thing that there's no competition. That's actually, how can I be of service? Because when I am of service, I'm of service to myself too. So this is a very different energy. It's knowing that we are supported, you know, even in case there are some forces who try to suppress the ascension process, but there are forces who support us on all levels if we want to undergo. So it's actually, we're on an exciting ride, you know, so that's what I feel. It's a great blessing, and we've been waiting for that all these years, because when I started, you know, it was very theoretical for a lot of people when I talked about the ascension processes, because nothing was happening. But now we're right in the middle. So, and this is, I feel just blessed that this moment is finally here.
Exactly. So, you know, you touched upon a couple of things that I feel is very important for our audience to know. I'm going to just trickle this back. This thing called so-called limbo, you physically moved location, like we moved, you know. So in our ascension path, I've come to recognize sometimes our octaves of light shifts within. So then physically we have to be seated now another place. So now that part of south of France, service part, now you got to be here. Italy, now it's grounding the energy for this next phase that's coming out. And like we're seeing it in Michael and I, as we came here to Florida, there was like a little bit of this limbo for a few months, and then boom, it's like exploding coming out. And I see that also because that physically, like your earthly temple, your home, because it's this new home that is getting ready to ground. And I've come to understand that the manifestation of it is the materialization in this alchemization. So now it's regrounding once again on a whole nother level. And it seems like we have to again let go of what we knew, because this new, again, another level is getting ready to come in. So have you gotten some glimpses of this new level for you that's getting ready to come as soon as it's fully grounded in Italy?
It's well, I can share one thing. I had a new experience that I hope is gonna continue and is gonna be evolving more. So I had recently these things, this new experience that the energy around me was shifting, and then the Merkaba was activated in a specific way, and together with these energies around it were adjusting, I was able to teleport. Yes. Right. So that was just a glimpse, you know, so like I'm still here, you know, like otherwise I would be in your studio.
Where did you go? Where did you?
It was just like a full moment, you know, because I needed to if it was really completely new for me, at least from the memory that I have in this incarnation. And so it was like a little bit spooky, right?
Yes, you know? I was talking about it, I've had one-time experience, because I want to see what you experienced, so we can share this for others if they come across this. So what was it? You were in meditation and you left. Like, tell us about it.
It was just like, it was probably just like, I mean, it was just like in a state in between, right? Yeah. So it wasn't like that I was like fully awake and walking down the street or anything like that. But it was, I knew that I went several meters up. Yeah, and came back, you know, but it's like it was just like I got the message, this is enough for you, because otherwise you would freak out, right?
Glimpse, right? Yeah, and then when you came back, was your body like adjusting in a different vibration?
It felt everything, like just like it was the whole environment around me. It started with that was shifting energetically. It's almost like it became a liquid. Yeah. In expression. So it was just, even though it was air, but I could really, even if I look at that now from memory, I just see that it's suddenly, it was just like this plasticity which was going on. Actually, the change of color too, I perceived that as a reddish hue of the whole surrounding, right? Yeah. You know, but this is what I had as a glimpse, you know, and
so, you know, I love that you share that, because again, we're talking about octaves of light in the ascension journey, the different octaves of light. The more we let go, there's this resurrection rise, and then the octaves of light change. There's more accessibility through our DNA coding. So, you know, the mutual beautiful friend we have, Sam, that I love so much, you know, 9 years ago, I was sleeping, I was fully asleep. And then I was awoke in middle of the night and physically woken. They told me, you can go now. And I said, go where? And I physically saw actually a portal in the room open up. And I got up physically, I put my foot in it. And next thing I showed up within a split of a second in Sam's apartment. And my foot, one foot was that, the other foot was in that portal thing. Darius, it was so weird. And I look and I was like, no, like I'm not ready for this, like literally. And just like that, I was back. I came out of the thing, just like you see in the movie, and I came back in my body. But that glimpse was so high in its frequency, it completely threw me off the next day. My entire endocrine system got thrown off. I wasn't functioning. It was like I was here, but I was outside my body. I couldn't come back in. And I asked about it, and my team said, because there's not enough people on the planet that can vibrate at this frequency, you can't quite do this. So, and this was shown through the order of Melchizedek. There's more of us as we raise enough in this octaves of light. We begin doing this. It makes it easier, and it's not damaging to the physical body because we start remembering. So that's why I love that you're having this conversation with me, because it gets easier and easier and easier in it, because it is the DNA that's fully intact, that is able to operate in its natural advanced technology.
Yeah, I see that as well, that things go so much faster, you know, especially since you say you had this experience 9 years ago.
Yeah.
If I look the last, probably it's 2 years ago, I noticed that the healing is speeding up so much more, you know, like all the conditions that needed to be set up before I could do the work years ago, you know, it's almost like obsolete. It's not required anymore. You know, it's just like the intent is so much more powerful. Manifestations go so much faster, you know, and I see as well, it's a big part of that is that the frequency of the planet as well as the human collective has risen so much, and it's just like going exponentially higher and higher, that things can be done that were not possible before. Yeah. Right? Or even like a situation that seemed to be very challenging years ago, because I have a lot of people, for example, who come with medical issues, seem so like kindergarten play at this time, if someone is obviously open to receive a specific healing, but the possibilities are just like going beyond, you know, we really go beyond the horizons, you know, more and more.
And tell me about yourself on a personal level, because your lens, your direct experience with Ascension, what are some of the daily, weekly practices, activity that you're very disciplined in, that you're really just fully allowing, that is assisting your ascension walk to be truly aligned and alchemized? Tell us a little bit about that.
So this is, I think that's what I call spiritual hygiene, you know, like really like the same as brushing your teeth. You don't want to go once or twice a year to the dentist and let him or her do. Yeah. So it's just, you brush your teeth in between. So I think it's very important, to have daily meditation, right? But it's as opposed to going to a healer who does everything for you, right? So this is very important. So what can I do? The other thing is, what am I putting into my body, right? So it's very important that for me at least, you know, and I can just share that, you know, obviously everyone has free will. One decision is not better than the other, but for me, it's also important what I'm putting in. So it's basically very much plant-based, what I have. I'm vegetarian, basically. And also if organic, if this is possible, you know, so I still have to manifest more organic shops here. But these are things so that I really, what am I bringing into my body? You know, this is one thing. If another thing is a situation occurs that triggers me, because what happens at this time as well in the universe is putting a mirror in front of us. This needs to change, you know. So I think a lot of us experience huge changes at this time. It can be relationship break apart in order to make space for new ones to form, or jobs fall apart and stuff like this, or moving places like you did as well. So it's to respond to these things, you know. And as I said, it's just, I mean, you find on social media manifestation techniques, you know, so it's easy, you know, what it's really responding to whatever comes up, right? And also being aware, not only what am I eating, you know, and that I meditate, but also what am I doing to my body? Am I doing physical exercise? You know, am I good to my body? Am I enough in nature? And also, what are my actions, my thoughts, and my speech? All these things have to be aligned. And it's really, when we go to 5D, there is no space for having negative thoughts or anything like this. We can be very destructive when we're at the level of instant manifestation, but we wish someone breaking their neck or something. So we have to, ultimately, it comes back in any kind of situation, even in case there's a war somewhere, or kidnapping or cannibalism, whatever is going on, you know, we have to come back. What is my role in manifesting a negative situation? What can I do in order to improve the situation? So it's really like to understand on an ongoing level that in any kind of situation, or in many situations, I have a choice as to whether I choose a higher timeline or a lower timeline.
Exactly.
You know, and this is something, it just becomes like an ongoing thing. However, this is not something exhausting, because our essence is like this.
Yes.
You know, not being connected to making higher choices is a reflection of us being disconnected from the divine. Right. To a certain degree. So it's actually our nature, and we just align with ourselves to choose the highest timelines, the highest realities.
Yeah, I love that you said that, and that remembrance for our audience, because, you know, there is that choice. You can forget that you actually have a choice. And the more you align, it is that taking care of your holy temple. It is the return of home. This represents that home that you're coming into. And the more you love it, the more you take care of it, the more you align, the more you can easily exercise this muscle of unity Christ consciousness. I've come to realize the unity Christ consciousness is here, and then it's materialized on the outer plane. It is here, this combination of the organs and the emotions and the mental, like this is the unity Christ consciousness, the grid itself, the golden light, it's here. So we're merging all of this and having this delicious interaction so that it materializes from that lens in the outer reality on our new earth. And that's that personal responsibility, which is so beautiful. Now, tell us also, Darius, about like, so through your lens of, you know, I love the speakers have through their lens, what they're experiencing, what's coming up and how it is. So of course, your services have shifted through the ascension. As you again shift in your octave of light, there's a whole new way that it's pouring in. So where are you with that in your service? You're a public speaker as well, you facilitate events. What's pouring in now, and what's coming up for you? So tell us, so people will know how to get a hold of you and all that.
Yeah. I can maybe say, like I mentioned briefly, you know, like there's a lot of forces that support us. There's some forces who try to prevent ascension from happening, right? Ultimately, everything that tries to suppress us can be a catalyst for us to really learn and express our power and find it within ourselves. In this way, we give gratitude to our adversaries, right? However, one of the main things that if I can just highlight that, because I see that as an important thing, like with a worldwide COVID drama which was going on and the jab that people got, this is actually an attempt to create, on one level, from one perspective, to scramble the DNA and prevent the ascension process from happening. As soon as the jabs came in, and also the PCR test, I received a message how to, for those who were exposed to that, or maybe through a spouse or people there around them, received that, and now they're shared, and so say in the environment, I received the message how to deal with that, right? Or what service to offer. And that actually, from having an understanding about the mechanics or the structure of ascension and how the body is created, to me, I'm on one level, I'm very scientific as well. You know, makes perfectly sense.
Yeah.
And so basically, this is it's a habit more and more that I'm having people who come for that, you know, and we make it as part of the ascension process. There's the specific processes that need to be done. And actually, this is also what I start when I settle a little bit here, or from next month onwards, that I want to offer groups for those who have been exposed to the jab, to PCR testing, or who are those exposed to whatever spouses having it, or even through the air comes thing as well, to have groups in order to help in a very effective way.
Yeah,
absolutely, to transform that, you know.
Excellent. That's so exciting. And are you also still teaching in Mexico, or right now not yet, because you just moved, so that nothing is coming up in Mexico teaching?
So that was, I mean, last time I was in Mexico, you know, flights got canceled and stuck and stuff like this. I think flying, when I'm seeing it is not completely safe at this time.
Yeah, so still with us too. We're
yeah. It is. I mean, I'd love to, you know, because I love to teach and person to person, like in face to face. So I hope it's going to come. I think it's going to still wait a little bit because there's big changes happening for the good, right? So yeah,
we know the audience will know, you know.
Yes.
But so right now this is such an incredible service that you're offering, because what I love and appreciate about you, you're a former physician, you answered your galactic call, and you are able to like sort of bring this fullness approach in being able to assist. And I've come to truly also recognize the appreciation of all that took place in these 2 years with injections. That's also been part of this. So it's part of that whole ascension, because it's been given the ability for these other services of light coming in. And so many of us have literally, like yours, it's brought in this next phase of your service. So there's such a divine perfection of it. Like judgment has totally been gone. Like, okay, no problem. So here's now. And so for people to get a hold of you, how can individuals get a hold of you, Darius? I mean, I have your link on this YouTube, but is there any other one, or just direct email?
I think email, or like if people can also contact me via Instagram Messenger, right? So email is the easiest, but other way, if they want to be put on the mailing list, where we'll announce also when I offer these groups, you know. Otherwise, if people are interested on an individual session, please contact me via email. Absolutely. Right?
Perfect. I'll post that on there as well. So,
thank you.
Of course. And as we sort of get, you know, closed up with this Ascension Hour, let me ask you a question for the audience. What are some of the tips that you really have for individuals wherever they are on their spectrum? But what is really true to you that you want to just help them remember, so they don't get discouraged, they don't get really thrown around so much, and you know, they walk away with true hope, because we can only share what we've been able to. I feel you and I are in this place now that we're like, okay, you know, it's finally we're over the mountain hump. It's now easier, you know. So tell the audience what you would like to share as a message of hope for them.
Let's say, put the potential of us as humans with our specific DNA and junk DNA, as science call, you know, we have infinite potential. So we're really divinely blessed, and we think we're victims, you know, like we often on a collective level, at least, you know, we're very powerless, right? But it's really to understand, you know, I'm a powerful being, we are powerful being, we are blessed, and we create our reality. Right. So that means also, if I have people, any kind of naysay, you know, like just see, does a person or groups of people that I'm exposed to, does it feel me in a state of being lifted up, or do I feel suppressed? You know, do I see everything as whatever coming to whatever to hell, going to hell, right? So this is something, just trust your intuition. Right, and see what feels right for me. Check out, are you watching too much TV? Because also there's a lot of manipulation. I mean, this going on. This is what TV program is called. Program. You're programmed to stuck in the old matrix as well. Just really understand that you are more powerful than we were allowed to believe. However, now it's time really to really embark on that. You know, don't judge anyone. All the negative things have been there to teach us. You know, often you probably see that as well. People come only to look for spiritual growth, and if they're in a situation of there's no way out of a situation where they are, you know, they have to have a crisis point, often a disease or anything like this, in order to wanting to make a change. If life is comfortable, you know, there's no incentive for me to change and go on the spiritual path. Take that as a great opportunity to really embark on that and really tune in. You know, that's if it's something good or not, and take your intuition as your guidance. All the truth is within yourself. You know, and work on yourself. You know, don't judge yourself, don't judge others. It's just like a divine game what we're playing. You know, and I hope the more we work on ourselves, I think it's easy to understand. You know, just have fun with it.
I completely resonate and just love every word you said about that. And on a personal level, Darius, I've come to recognize that I'm no longer working on myself. I'm truly loving myself. All of this is a labor of love. Like, wow, it's so amazing. For so many years of not wanting to be in this body, not wanting to be in this plane, not wanting to at all, just constantly wanting to leave. And then discovering the love of being here, being embodied, embodying, and no more working, yet loving, like really loving. I'm loving this now. I'm loving this, the way I put this food in my body. I'm loving. So I really feel that work is shifting that consciousness to love yourself through it. So we can begin to truly tap into that frequency of the divine love that we are. And I feel that's that sacred feminine frequency that's like lifting in this ascension process through that labor of love. And I don't know if you're feeling, I know we say the word work, but it's been more recently for me that I can't resonate with that work. I can't resonate with that word anymore. It's not work anymore. It's truly love. And I'm really feeling it like viscerally.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, like 3D is like, I have to be proactive to be successful. Everything. Right. I do. In 5D, it's I am, right? Yeah. And also one thing, what I see, even in case, I do spiritual work, all this type of thing is also an active thing. A very important energy is to bring in the innocence.
Yes.
Right. To really like a little child, you know, before hitting puberty and everything may go differently. You know, it's really like every moment is exciting. Yes. Right. And that we don't allow the past to the past is for us to expand consciousness, but not to limit ourselves. Right. About the fear, the pain, we had before. Right. It's to bring this, the childlike aspect is a very important thing, to bring that innocence in, you know, together with all the things, with the abilities. So we're both very powerful. We're alchemists, but also we are innocent. We're completely helpless, and we allow ourselves to be supported by the divine and all the guides, masters, and angels around us.
That's right. I love that you ended with that Holy Spirit, they call it, is that inner child. And that inner child is that Christ light, the Sophia Christ light. It's so pure. It's so radiant. It's so adorable. And yeah, it's so important. So thank you for that. And gosh, I love having you on. I love anytime we interact, and I love the audience. I don't get to see what people are commenting, so you and I will both afterwards go on YouTube, see what they comment, and so we can address. If you have any further question, please put this in here. Beautiful participants. And as we wrap this up, I would like to invite all of you, if what Darius shared through his frequency, through his lens, through his direct experience of ascension, helped you remember what is already in you, please reshare this YouTube video with love. I really feel this resharing, this collaboration of light through the social media platform is this ginormous network of light that we're creating, and we freely share it. We not only stand behind it, we help spread it, so the light spreads so easily for whoever else that comes into interaction with it and gets lifted by the message. So thank you so much in advance for resharing. Darius, John, thank you so much for your grace, for your beautiful essence, for your powerful frequency and your crystalline clarity. And gosh, and just the gratitude and answering the call and coming in, experiencing the 3D, the medical establishment, and then bringing your galactic nature and merging this. This is just fantastic. And I love and appreciate you as an individual and also your service to our beautiful humanity. So thank you, thank you, thank you always from the core of my heart.
Thank you. It was a great honor and great blessing for me to be here to share. And I'm so grateful for our friendship that we reconnected in this incarnation again after many parallel realities that we experienced already together. So I'm grateful and very blessed. Thank you so much, honey. Love you.
I love you so much. And for those of you that don't know, Darius and I met in London. So that was part of our, that London community and a lot of experiences we had. Then Darius and his partner moved to south of France. And, I was there for south of France for several years, visiting. It seems like every time we had to come together and, interact with these frequencies so we can expand it. And gosh, Darius is one of the very, very few people that's been on the land with me with that planetary card that we serve together. It's infinite, this love we share. And I'm so, so, so grateful for it. Just so honored. And to many more, Darius, many, many more.
Absolutely.
Exactly. So thank you, everyone, so much. We love you. Have a beautiful, magnificent day, and feel free to reach out to Darius. His sessions are freaking out of this world particular. And I do want to say this, for those of you that don't know, Darius truly is the only person outside Michael. If I ever need anything, it's Darius who I go to. So just know he's been my go person if I ever need it. So forever grateful. So be sure to reach out and experience his incredible healing. So much love, Darius. I love you. Have an amazing day. And hold on for me and say goodbye. And thank you for this portal of light closing. And continue expanding as we walk on our beautiful walk of light. So much love, everyone.
Thank you. Bye-bye.